Okay, so now we're going to go over another reading comprehension practice. This is Keno with TI Exams, and we are going to have a look at a reading comprehension test that is free on the TOEFL iBT site. We're going to show you how our techniques and strategies work on a real TOEFL iBT passage that's produced by ETS. If you follow our strategies and our tactics that we have explained to you in the written course, you can obtain a very good score, and you can always finish in plenty of time with a high rate of success. So as you know, we don't read the passage first. That's a waste of time. The questions tell us exactly what we need to hear and what information we need to obtain. Alright, so this is about extinction of dinosaurs. So let's go ahead and look at the first question, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so question number 1. According to paragraph 1, which of the following is true of the late Cretaceous period? Alright, so let's go ahead, and now this question can be very tricky because this question looks like it's a details question, right? And if you treat it like a details question and you go and follow our method of going and finding late Cretaceous period, and you read that as your keyword sentence and you pick what you see in that answer, you're wrong. Okay? This is not a details question, so that's why it's very important to always be able to identify the kind of question that you're dealing with. Alright, and what they've done lately with the TOEFL iBT is they're doing a better job of disguising their accept not least questions. This one says that which of the following is true. So now what that means is that 3 of these answers are going to be false, and 1 of them is going to be true. Alright, 3 are false or 1 are true. So we have an accept not least question, basically, a true-false question. Alright, so let's take a look at it. A says that summers were very warm and winters were very cold. Alright, and we know that one is not true because it says right here that summers were not too warm, nor the winters too frigid. So we know that is different. Alright, that is different than what that question says. In the question, in the answer choice, it says very warm and very cold, and that's not what it says here. So that one's wrong. Next, the next one says shallow seas on the continent cause frequent temperature changes. That's what B says. Shallow seas on the continents cause frequent temperature changes. Alright, so we know that one is wrong because right here we see shallow seas, and it says that it was keeping it relatively constant. That is different than frequent temperature changes. Okay? Relatively constant is different than frequent temperature changes. Alright, so that one is incorrect. And choice C says the climate was very similar to today's climate. Okay? And we know that one is incorrect because it says the climate was milder than today's. Milder than today's. And so that one is incorrect. Choice D is our correct answer. Choice D says the climate did not change dramatically from season to season. The climate did not change dramatically from season to season. Okay? And so when we look at that, when it says right here, the summers, which is a season, were not too warm, nor the winters, which is a season, not too frigid. So that means did not change dramatically from season to season. So there we go, and that is our answer choice D. Alright? Again, be careful with that question because it looks like a details question, but it is actually a multi-sentence accept not least question. So be very, very careful with it. Number 2. Which of the following reasons is suggested in paragraph 2 for the extinction of the dinosaurs? Alright, this is an inference question. Alright, this is an inference question. And our key words in the inference question are the extinction of the dinosaurs. Okay, so we have to go to paragraph 2, and we're not. You don't read all the paragraph. Okay, that is a mistake. Go find your keyword language, and that'll tell you what you need to base your inference on. That's the evidence that you need to base your inference on. Don't go read the whole entire passage. That is a waste of time. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, that's how you waste time and get things wrong. So let's find our language. We're looking for dinosaurs and extinction, or a word that is similar to the word extinction. Here we go right here. Extinct. See the word dinosaurs. That's my keyword sentence. Perhaps dinosaurs could not tolerate these extreme temperature changes and became extinct. All right. The word perhaps and these extreme tell me that whenever you have your sentence that is starting with one of those words I told you about, that lets you know that you need to read another sentence. Perhaps, this, these, those, that, this means, so, now. Whenever you see that, you know that you need to, here it starts a sentence. So to really get my answer, I need to look at the previous sentence. All right? Over a period of 100,000 years, while the seas pulled back, climates around the world became dramatically more extreme. Warmer days, cooler nights, hotter summers, colder winters. All right, perhaps dinosaurs could not tolerate these extreme temperature changes and became extinct. All right, now we can find our answer choice. Okay, what can we infer from this? There are a lot of changes that were extreme, and the dinosaurs could not tolerate these extreme changes. So let's see what's suggested. A says changes in the lengths of the days and nights. No mention of that at all in our keyword sentence. No mention of that at all, so we know that is wrong. All right, droughts caused by the movement of seaways back into the oceans. All right, this one is wrong. All right, now a lot of students picked this answer choice and got it wrong because they rely on exact language. All right, here it talks about the seaways, and if you look at that paragraph, go up to it, you see the seaways way up here in the first sentence. All right, but see, normally, from a normal process, you should not even have read this sentence. Okay, because you know this is your keyword sentence down here. And you know because of the word perhaps and these extreme that you need to look at the previous sentence. But you should not look at those previous two sentences. You should not look at those upper two sentences. You should not have even done it. Remember, if you don't see an answer in your keyword sentence, it is wrong. Here we know we see our keyword language here, but the previous sentence is really our keyword sentence because of the word perhaps. If you don't see an answer in your keyword sentence, it is wrong. It is wrong, it is wrong, it is wrong. Okay, it's wrong. So don't look at it. Okay. So any mention of the seaways is a wrong answer. The change from mild to severe climates during the late Cretaceous period. That's our answer choice. All right, that is our answer choice because that's what the previous sentence talked about. It talked about a change from mild to severe climates during the late Cretaceous period. That's what's mentioned in that previous sentence. We knew to look at it because we know our strategy. And that previous sentence had talked about that climates became more extreme. Okay, extreme and severe are synonym language, so we know our answer comes from that sentence. All right, just do exactly how we tell you to do. Read what you're supposed to read. Do not read more than what you're supposed to read, and you will always get the right answer. Okay, follow the strategy. Follow the strategy. Follow the strategy. All right, look at number 3. Why does the author mention the survival of snakes, lizards, turtles, and crocodiles in paragraph 3? Why does the author mention the survival of snakes, lizards, turtles, and crocodiles? All right, so this is a purpose question. All right, So we know you know from the strategy book, the strategy course, that we have a one sentence purpose question or a two sentence purpose question. We have one of those, one sentence or a two sentence purpose question. So let's have a look at it and see. Here's our sentence right here. If true, though, why did cold-blooded animals such as snakes, lizards, turtles, and crocodiles survive the freezing winters and torrid summers? Okay, so we know our purpose is stated in the previous sentence. All right, we don't have a semicolon here separating information, so I know this is not a one-sentence purpose question. It's a two-sentence purpose question. And to do a purpose question, we know we need to look at the previous sentence. Okay, when it's a two-sentence purpose question. So even though the previous sentence is the last sentence of the previous paragraph, that's the sentence we look at. Okay. Also, because these two paragraphs 2 and 3 are really the same, based on the same idea, because this starts off if true. All right. So it's still talking about the same idea in the previous paragraph. All right. But this right here is the sentence we need to look at to be able to get our real purpose. Perhaps dinosaurs could not tolerate these extreme temperature changes and became extinct. If true, though, they're asking a question. If true, though, why did cold-blooded animals such as snakes, lizards, and turtles survive the freezing winters? So, dinosaurs could not tolerate these extreme temperature changes and became extinct. Here it's questioning it. If that's true, why do these other animals survive? Okay, so our answer is based on that. Okay, the purpose of this sentence is based on the previous information. So let's look at our answer choices. To argue that dinosaurs may have become extinct because they were not cold-blooded animals. No, that is not why they are presenting that information. Alright, the previous sentence said they became extinct due to climate changes, not because they were not cold-blooded. So we know choice A is wrong. Okay. Choice B, to question the adequacy of the hypothesis that climatic change related to sea levels caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. Yes, that is correct. Okay, that is correct, because the previous sentence to the keyword sentence said that they passed away from climate change, and then that next sentence questioned if that was true because other animals survived it. So choice B is our correct answers. Normally on the test, what I advise students to do is be confident. Pick your answer choice, move on to the next question. You know that's the answer, okay? Pick it, move on to the next question. All right. However, in the effort of just explaining things, I'm going to explain why the other two answers are wrong. But again, on your real test, pick your correct answer, be confident, pick it, move on. Okay? Alright, now it says here to present examples of animals that can maintain a livable body temperature more easily. No, this is wrong. Alright? Wrong, wrong, wrong. Also, I know this wrong is because it uses that language that I told you about as a trap answer. Whatever you see, better than, more easily, greater than, severe, stable, any of that kind of language, that type of language that describes something is wrong when it's attached to especially exact language like temperature. Alright, so whenever you see those words, more easily, better than, more than, greater than, that should jump out at you. Okay, ETS often uses that type of language to make an answer choice wrong. Alright, and you know this because you've looked at our trap answer analysis that we've given you in the course. Choice D, to support a hypothesis that these animals were not as sensitive to climate changes in the Cretaceous period as they are today. No mention about what they're doing today or comparison of them today and in the past. So we know it's wrong. Our answer must be based on what was in that previous sentence, and our previous sentence was talking about dinosaurs. Okay, so this choice D is wrong. Alright, let's move on and look at number 4. Number 4 is a vocabulary question, and we have the word cope. we have the word cope. The word cope in the passage is closest in meaning to what? So if you don't know what the word cope means, remember on vocabulary questions, don't look at the answer choices yet. You don't know what it means. You have to go look and see what it means in the context of the sentence. Alright, and remember to use one of our strategies when you're doing that. You can look at the context of the words to help you know. You can look at the root word if you can do that, or you can use substitution to help you. Okay? So, or context clue. Alright, so we'll look at the word cope. It's hard to understand why they would not be affected, whereas dinosaurs were left to be too crippled to cope. Alright, so one thing is not affected, whereas dinosaurs were left too crippled to cope. Alright, so I could use substitution here. When I use substitution, what I do is I take out the vocabulary word, take out cope, and throw it away for now. Put in your own word to make that makes sense within the sentence. It's hard to understand why they would not be affected, whereas dinosaurs were too crippled to handle it, or to deal with it, or to manage it. Any of those words you can put there and it makes sense. Alright? The other thing that can help you with this question is it says why they were not affected. So one thing was affected and the dinosaurs were affected. Okay, they were too crippled to cope with it. But the other ones were not affected. So we know that that's what that sentence is saying from a meaning standpoint. Alright, so when we look at our answer choices, A is our answer choice, adapt. Adapt means, of course, one thing can do it, another thing can't. Deal with it, manage it, handle it. Alright, that's adapting. It's also the sentence said that the other animals, they were not affected, and it says the dinosaurs could not cope with it. So that's adapting. Move is incorrect. Continue is incorrect. Compete is incorrect. None of those answers deal with balancing one handling it and another not being able to. Alright? Question number 5. According to paragraph 3, which of the following is true of changes in climate before the Cretaceous period and the effect of these changes on dinosaurs? According to paragraph 3, which of the following is true of changes in climate before the Cretaceous period and the effect of these changes on dinosaurs? Alright, question number 5, let's take a look at it. Question number 5, we have our keyword, which of the following is true? Here's that question again. They're trying to be tricky. Alright, so one of these is true, 3 of these is false. One of these is true, 3 of these is false. Looks like a details question, but it's not. It's really a true-false question. It's a true-false question, just like the except not least question. True-false question. Don't be fooled that it's a details question. If you treat it like a details question, okay, if you treat it like a details question, then it's going to you can possibly get it wrong. So be careful. Be careful. All right, our keyword is changes. All right, so we can go ahead and start there. But we're looking for which one of these changes is true. It says, which is true of changes in climate before the Cretaceous period and the effect of the changes on dinosaurs? Alright, I know because of chronological order that my answer is going to come after this sentence with the word cope. Okay, I'm going to look